Getting your first credit card is hard enough, and after you get that first credit card, you can breathe a huge sigh of relief. Doesn't that feel great? However, as you move beyond your first credit card and begin opening more and more credit card accounts, there are other rules that become very important for you to know. Yes, this is a very exciting territory. I mean, who doesn't like to talk about rules? Breaking these rules can potentially impact whether or not a credit card issuer will approve your application and determine whether or not you qualify for a welcome bonus offer. In today's video, we will look at some generally understood rules, both written and unwritten, from two different credit card issuers, Chase and Capital One. And I will follow up with the part 2 of this video on either Thursday or Monday to cover a few more popular credit card issuers. So be sure to check back for part 2. Hey everyone, it's CJ here. I talk about credit cards, finance topics, and apparently I also do hotel reviews when I redeem points. If any of that sounds interesting to you, be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. For those of you who are watching my channel, only a small percentage of you are subscribed. So help me to grow this number by hitting that subscription button. It really does help this channel out a lot. And by the way, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you for helping to grow this channel to 3,000 subscribers. We just crossed it this weekend and I am super stoked and excited about that, so thank you. Let's start off with Capital One. With the release of the Capital One Venture X credit card, Capital One has received a whole lot of buzz in the credit card world because the card is truly a very good premium travel card. So before running to apply for this credit card, consider the following rules. This particular rule is not true to every credit card issuer, however, Capital One is pretty strict with this. The maximum number of personal credit cards in Capital One that you can have in your wallet is limited to a total of 2 credit cards. An important thing to note is that co-branded and business credit cards are typically excluded from this rule. You definitely want to keep this rule in mind so that you choose your Capital One credit cards carefully because this is a hard rule that cannot be overwritten, unfortunately. One of the most common recurring questions I've seen on different credit card videos is, how long should you wait before applying for another credit card? With Capital One, you will only be approved for a new personal credit card with them every 6 months. You're probably wondering, well, why does it matter if you can only get 2 Capital One credit cards? That's because you'll still be eligible to apply for and potentially receive co-branded and or business credit cards from Capital One, and those credit cards are subject to this rule as well. In addition to this, Capital One will also consider external credit activity shown on your credit report, which includes recent inquiries and recently opened credit card accounts. Data Point suggests that even those with excellent credit scores have had applications denied due to multiple recent inquiries reported to their credit report. So, if you've been pretty active with seeking credit and opening new credit cards, you may want to allow your credit report to cool off a bit before applying for a new credit card with Capital One to lower the risk of your application being denied. The previous 2 rules are really strict, so you may expect the welcome bonus offer rules to follow suit with that theme. However, Capital One has been reported to be one of the most lenient banks when it comes to offering welcome bonuses. Capital One is generally known to allow welcome bonus offers on the same card multiple times. However, you should take note that there is language in the footnotes on the Capital One website which states the bonus may not be available for existing or previous account holders. So although the chances are pretty good to get a welcome bonus offer more than once, keep in mind that Capital One does reserve the right to deny you a welcome bonus offer. But chances are you probably will be rejected outright for the credit card first before you are rejected for the welcome offer, but don't quote me. Hey, if you're still with me and you find this information to be helpful, please drop a like for the YouTube algorithm. It helps out this channel a lot and pushes this video out to more people like you. And it's free of charge, so what are you waiting for? Chase credit cards are absolutely coveted in the credit card world because the points earned in their Ultimate Rewards program are very valuable and pretty easy to obtain. So let's talk about a few important rules from Chase. With Capital One, we saw a maximum number of cards rule, but Chase approaches this differently because they don't limit the number of credit cards that you can have. Instead, Chase will limit the maximum line of credit they're willing to extend to its customers. For example, if Chase determined that the maximum line of credit they'll issue to you is $50,000 and the combination of the spending limit on all of your credit cards with Chase adds to $50,000, then you most likely won't be approved for a new credit card with Chase, at least not right away. In this case, contacting the Chase reconsideration line within a few days of filing your application can be beneficial if you ask them to move around your available credit limit so that you can be approved for the new credit card. You still end up with a total line of credit of $50,000, but at least now you'll probably be able to get that new credit card that you wanted in the first place. This rule is a generally accepted unwritten rule from Chase that limits the number of credit cards that you can be approved for within 30 days. If you've been approved for 2 Chase credit cards within 30 days, it is highly unlikely that you'll be approved for another Chase credit card. Data points aren't really in complete agreement on this because some state that you can get 2 personal credit cards and 1 business card, and I'm sure I watched a video where someone works around this. But here's what I'll state. Chase is notorious for being very selective with whom they offer a credit card to, and Chase does not like it when someone whom they think is risky holds any of their credit cards. So be cautious about applying for too many credit cards within a short period of time with Chase because it is no secret that Chase will shut down credit cards without warning if your activity is determined to be suspicious. Boom, denied or shut down. Never mind. I think this is the first rule I've ever learned about any credit card issuer. If you've watched videos from any credit card YouTuber, you've more than likely heard about the 524 rule. Just in case you haven't learned about this rule as yet, if you've opened 5 or more credit cards with any credit card issuer within the last 24 months, Chase will automatically deny you for any of its credit cards. According to Forbes.com, Chase does not count business cards toward the 524 total, except credit cards from Capital One, Discover, and TD Bank. Also, you are unlikely to be approved for a Chase business credit card if you're at the 424 mark. Chase is very selective, and I can't blame them, so tread carefully. Pay attention to the fine print on Chase's credit cards because these next 2 rules are not applicable to all of their credit cards, but these are the most common rules that people may run into an issue with. Depending on the credit card, typically the Freedom line of credit cards, you won't be eligible to receive the sign-up bonus offer if you've received the offer within the past 24 months. The specific language on Chase's website states, this product is available to you if you do not have this card and have not received a new card member bonus for this card in the past 24 months. To be clear, this does not mean that you have to wait 24 months to apply for the Freedom Unlimited if you're currently holding the Freedom Flex or vice versa. The 48-month rule is a little more strict because there's an extra 2-year wait before you're eligible again for the welcome offer, and you also must not hold a Sapphire credit card. The specific language from Chase's credit card website states, this product is available to you if you do not have any Sapphire card and have not received a new card member bonus for any Sapphire card in the past 48 months. The final rule I'll cover from Chase is the 1 Sapphire rule. This rule is exactly as it implies. Your application for a Chase Sapphire credit card will not be approved if you currently hold one of the Chase Sapphire credit cards. So you can either apply for and open up a Sapphire Preferred credit card account or a Sapphire Reserve credit card account. So choose wisely. As mentioned earlier, I'm going to split this video into 2 parts. That way I remain consistent with keeping my videos somewhere between 8 and 10 minutes long. With that said, if you all found this video to be helpful, be sure to drop a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that you can see more videos like this and see part 2 of this series where we will cover rules from Amex, Citi, and a couple of other credit card issuers. You made it to the end of the video, so that means that you get a high five, so come on over and get your high five.
Yeah, I just stack it up and save. Never be a day I blow 100 for a chain. I drop 100 for a crane.